What's going on, guys? Jurassic here. Today we're back with another Elite Dangerous tutorial. Now today we're going to be going over conflict zones. We are going to be very close to the starting area. That way if you're brand new to the game and you're interested in trying to do some missions for relatively easy cash, you'll be able to follow along with this video a little bit easier. Now you'll notice Chamberlain's Rest is going to be located in HIP 97950. Currently I'm in one of the closest places that I could get to, HIP 97704, which is going to be important in a second once we pull up the website. That'll actually let us know exactly where the conflict zones are, if it's a low, medium, or high. We're also going to learn how to filter the populations. That way you go to a bigger city. That way you can just take a transportation unit to the planet without having to land on it. However, you can fly there manually if you prefer. So the website that we're using today is siruscorp.cc/conflict. I'll have a link down in the description down below. This is not a affiliation with the Sirus Corp inside the game. However, it is one of the most useful tools alongside Inara. But this one specifically focuses on conflict zones, and it'll actually tell you the different regions. For example, it looks like at system path, we have a high, medium, and low. But the only downside is it's not going to tell you how much population it is. It's just going to show the distance from where you currently are to the place that you're wanting to go to. So for example, if you were in Seoul, you just type in Seoul right here, you click go, and you should notice that all the names completely change. You can also set your light year jump range. 25 is relatively small, so we'll keep that. Now, let's head back over into the game and I'll show you how to filter your population size. Alright, so now that we're back in the game, you want to click the 1 key. That's going to pull up your navigation pane on the left. Click A, and then you'll be on your galaxy map tab. Click spacebar to open it up. That's going to pull you up over here. Now, what we're going to do before we do anything is we're going to click on this population range. It's going to be the couple dots down here, and you can have it selected. So for example, let's scroll out. You're going to notice all these stars here. And just to show you guys how it works, as you guys can see, it's only going to have high population, or if we have it super low, it's going to show more stars. So basically this just filters out all the extra clutter. That way you don't really have to worry about it. We are wanting more of a high population area, so we're going to keep it about here. That way you're able just to take a transportation to the area without having to fly there manually. However, you can completely fly there if you prefer. Now you're going to notice there's no star here, and it's only a population of 61,000. So Path was the first up on the list, and it looks like this place is not actually going to take us over to the area. So we're going to try a couple different ones just to show you guys the easiest way to get to a ground unit. Lydia. We're going to notice it has a star and it's 2.2 million. So we're going to go to this zone.
Setting course for leader. System is just 1 jump away.
Now, the reason why you want a higher population star, basically that's going to guarantee a bigger station inside the area, which will then have the transportation to go to conflict zones. You don't necessarily need it. You can fly there manually if you prefer. However, if you're worried about blowing up, or if you just want to have more of a chill, relaxed experience, I recommend doing that just in case, especially if you're doing it with a group. That way it's guaranteed that you guys are going to get the same instance. So if you haven't done it yet, if you have your D scanner not mapped, you click the 4 panel, you head over to where it says firing groups, and you want to make sure that you have your scanner mapped, and now you can actually scan the area. That way you can locate the different areas around here. Plus you're going to be able to get a little bit of money whenever you turn in the data eventually. Once you get far enough away from the sun, that way it's not damaging your ship, you want to click 1, head over to the system map. From here we have a couple different options. So we have a major port. This is going to be the one that we want to go to. You're going to notice that it's going to look more like a square or a circle. So this is one of the examples of a major city, and you're going to notice that we have a couple of these other symbols here. These are going to be more of smaller settlements. They're in space, but they're just not as big and they don't have as much amenities as the larger stations. So we're going to head over to Murray Settlement. I'm trying to keep this beginner friendly as possible. Just in case you guys haven't seen the last video, I did have a video on how to set up a ship for exploration. They do currently have a community goal going on right now, so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll have a link down here somewhere. That way you can click on it and view that video. But just in case you don't want to click on it, one thing I guarantee you want to do if you're brand new is click over to the map. After you install a fuel scoop on your ship, this is going to help you survive so much longer inside the game. You're going to want to go to where it says Pilots Federation. You click on the star tab here, and you're going to want to use the acronym KGB foam. Basically, that's going to be the top 7 marks here. You're going to notice once again, it's going to filter different points. It doesn't necessarily matter where you're at right now because it should be close enough to where you started at. However, if you filter this, these are all scoopable stars. Once you have a fuel scoop, you have to get close enough to a sun to fill your ship up. To get about 6 seconds out, you want to set your ship down to 75%. You can map it inside of the settings. That's way you don't go completely flying past the stations or planets. So you're going to notice it'll hit a gravity well and it'll try to slingshot you way past your objective. As long as you have the 75% set at a quick enough interval, you won't actually have that issue. As long as you clicked on the right place, it should look something like this. They occasionally have like cameras around them. However, this is what the major starports look like inside of the game. Once you get to 7.5 kilometers, you're able to go up to contacts. Click 1, scroll over to contacts, and call the settlement station. It depends on where you're at for the name.
11 o'clock at the back when entering the slot with green lights to your right. Steady as
AI voice there. That is Edie Copilot. That's another video I will link down. That way you guys can click on it, download it, and be able to have an AI system that actually helps a ton with the game. Now, if you're trying to figure out like how to get to the entrance of the port, or if you have auto dock, you don't really have to worry about it. Basically, you look at the little mini compass in the top left side of your map there, and it's going to show you a blue dot. That's going to basically be how you line yourself up. Also, if you're looking for a target or finding a friend, that's going to be the easiest way to find where you're supposed to be going. Alright, so now that you've disembarked and you made it to the station, there's a couple things that you want to do if you're brand new to the game. You want to head over to the Pioneer Supplies. This is where you're going to be able to find your equipment here. If you have enough to get a suit, for ground combat you have 2 different suits. It's going to help a lot more than your flight suit. You have a Dominator suit, or you have a Maverick suit. The Maverick suit is going to have 1 less weapon, but it's going to be more for like a hacking stealth gameplay. So you could have the Dominator suit, which is going to come with 2 primary weapons. We got super lucky at this station. It currently has 2 Maverick Mark III suits. Basically, these are going to be the best suits that you can buy. You can upgrade them to grade 5. However, you cannot actually find a grade 5 suit, so these are going to be a lot more expensive. However, if you do find a grade 3, I do recommend getting it. And then also underneath the weapons section, we have a couple different varieties here. Once again, if you find a grade 3 number, that's going to be your best one. Grade 1 is basically going to be stock. I typically run an affiliate, and then whatever else, that's going to be the one that you start your tutorial out with, because it's really good for knocking out shields. So again, just to prove that we can do this, as a brand new player, we're going to do this in a flight suit. So right next to the Inner Astra, you head over to the Frontier Line Solutions. This is where you're going to enlist in your war. As long as the website was currently up to date, it depends. Sometimes the war is going to end and you're not going to see it complete because it's just submitted by players. So we'll see if we get lucky. So in Lydia currently, let's see, we have 2 different areas. So we got Lydia B1, it looks like we have a medium war. It's going to award 210,000 credits. We have Lydia B2, which is going to award 210. Let me make sure that I turn in all of my combat bonds. These are kind of cool. If you die, you don't actually have to worry about losing them. As you guys can see, we're currently empty. This is just going to be a medium, so it shouldn't be too bad, and honestly, it's not going to pay that horribly either.
This whole system's rife with conflict. Are you ready to join the...
Now, fun fact, this is where we're at currently, so Lydia B1 is going to be much quicker travel, so let's just pick this, and you can pick whatever side you want to. It doesn't necessarily matter for this current case. However, if there is a side that you're wanting to work towards, I do recommend working with them. Yeah, as you guys can see, there's a influence, neutral, conflicts in the system, so it sort of gives you like a general destination, and then I would like to manage my enlistment if you want to cancel.
Get to the dropship, soldier.
So basically, you just head over to the stations right behind the guy, wait for your dropship to be prepared, get inside, and then you just wait. You don't actually have to do anything at this point. You literally just hang out for a couple minutes while it flies you to your destination. The further away from the port here, the longer it's going to take you to get over to the planet to fight. This is cool though, because it's a guaranteed way to take you back to the station, so if you have some weird thing where your ship gets blown up, or if you have to be with a buddy and you seem to get desynced and they like try to take you to a planet, this is going to prevent all that. That way you're able to go back to the station. So it's just more of a guaranteed way of getting a return home. Get to there, you're going to notice that it's going to drop you down, and as you guys can see, we begin the war immediately. Now, if you flew here manually yourself, basically, whichever side you want to do, you have the option of picking one, or whoever you shoot first, that's going to be the side that you're going to be killing. Now, for just a few tips here, you click C to turn your shield on and off. You have a button to do your health. I have it mapped, so I'm not entirely sure which one the default key is.
Enemy reinforcements
For this video, we're going to do half inside of like our flight suit and half inside the Dominator suit, just to show you guys the difference in power and also why I recommend the affiliate. As you can see, we don't really do too much. This is a medium though, so to do it to the complete new experience, this is how you're going to start out. As soon as their shields are down though, you're going to notice their health melts away, so it's mainly the shield that stops this gun from killing.
Nice going.
Which means basically you just work with the AI. As soon as their shields go, shoot them, you're good to go. Now you're going to notice our suit power is also going down. Once we run into a situation like that, we click 3, this is going to be the transfer mode, and there's going to be little power symbols on the map. We just run over and we juice up. If you just have the pistol, you click 2 to pull it out. If you have a primary weapon, you can pull it 1, and it's going to pull your primary out. And basically, this is just going to be a capture zone. Get it to 100%, it'll take a few points away from them, and then you move on to the next area. The main payout from this isn't actually from completing it, it's going to be based on the combat bonds from killing. So the more we kill, the more money we make. By the way, if you guys are new here, we are an Elite Dangerous partner, so if you guys are winning some cool skins whenever they do drop on Twitch, be sure to follow it as Jurassic. So once again, our suit was low, so we pulled out our data link here, and we were able to charge up at the station here. So if you had a laser weapon, basically the plan is going to be to use the laser weapon to strip their shield away, and then you pull out a ballistic weapon more like this one to finish them off much quicker. So as you guys can see, obviously it kills way faster when the shields are down. Grenade!
Delta has hit reinforcements are touching down.
No need to worry. That's kill number 7. Nice going.
Charlie has come online. Foxtrot signal is online.
Now if you do a low, it's going to be a lot easier to kill, or if you do a high, it's going to be a lot harder to kill. The high is going to pay out the most though per bond.
Enemy command.
And one really cool thing, sorry buddy, you're going to have to be our little scapegoat here. You can shoot your teammates, they don't actually get angry at you. When you're flying around, you accidentally shoot a teammate and everything goes completely wrong. You play ground conflicts is not that way. Unfortunately, this is only if you have the Odyssey edition. If you're just on normal Horizons, you're not going to have this ground conflict zone. Okay, so we got 8 bullets, so we need to go get our ammo. It's going to be soon confined by little ambo on your minimap.
Delta is now online. Enemy forces inbound.
I
Reinforcements.
should also state that it doesn't matter how many times you die, if you try hard and you don't really have the weapons for it, it's not going to actually affect you negatively. It'll technically take longer for you to actually like run around and kill more things, but it's not going to be a complete failure. It makes you lose all your money. You die, you end up in a dropship, you come back to the planet, you actually have the option of changing your loadout if you tried something new and you weren't wanting to. For anyone curious, the AI program is the one that's reading out all the kill logs. I actually really like it for ground conflicts.
Reinforcements are touching down.
And it does a pretty cool thing where it's able to turn your shield on and off whenever you first drop down. That way you don't really have to think about your shield too much.
Enemy reinforcements are coming in hot. Foxtrot signal is online.
Entering pressurized environment. Shield online. Leaving pressurized environment.
Never leave it. Shield tried.
So as a general breakdown of Odyssey, you have 3 different main suits that you're able to get from the stations. You have your Maverick suit, that's going to be your infiltration unit. You're going to find panels that you're able to hack into, like this one for example. So if we had our Maverick suit, We'd be able to break into this, and if we were in a settlement that wasn't under conflict, we'd be able to like go inside and steal some data.
Enemy is falling back. Keep the pressure up.
However, it's not necessarily too important for a ground war, but it does have way more armor than an Artemis suit and way more armor than a flight suit. Dominator suit comes with the most armor. You're able to carry 2 prime weapons and a secondary, but the only downside is you're not able to do the infiltration panel, so it's not really the best for stealth, but it's good for like being super aggressive. So if you're going to be doing a high conflict zone, I do recommend using a Dominator suit.
Alpha is now online.
Great shot. That's
Again, grab the flags. Now, your AI companions are actually fairly smart. You don't really have to do too much when it comes to winning a war, because they are relatively intelligent when it comes to these sort of wars. Should also emphasize that you also do have access to grenades too, if you want more explosive style gameplay. I don't currently have any grenades though, so I can't throw one. And we are completely out of ammo. We grabbed Alpha though.
Reinforcements have arrived. Enemy reinforcements are coming.
You know what? Kill us, that way we can show people how to change suits. Do it!
Charlie was secured.
There you go. You're defeated by sirus. Now this is going to be in a Dominator Mark III suit, but for this example, I feel like it showed a decent way of proving that you can do it inside of a flight suit with a pistol. This is a grade 3 though, so it's a little bit stronger than standard, but that's going to be closest to a brand new player that you're able to get. Alright, so we got our Dominator suit. This is going to be coupled with a Philion and a rocket launcher. We're going to just use the Philion and the pistol though, so we'll try to stay consistent.
Mind the gap, Commander.
Closing in on drop zone. Get ready, soldier.
You're not done yet. Go get yourself some payback. Enemy
Alright, so now that we are inside of our Dominator suit, as you guys can see, the Philion just melts through their armor. This is the exact same pistol that we were using before with the flight suit.
Sure.
reinforcements are touching down. Enemy got my ship. Move back and receive fire from the north. We've got the advantage. Keep going.
Loading.
Enemy support has arrived.
That's kill number 21. Nice going.
Rockets in
I
combat.
have our armada of teammates here.
Pressurized environment.
Reinforcements are ready to deploy.
The thing is, though, you don't really lose anything whenever your teammates die. It's not like it's actually going to affect your money, and you're guaranteed to get 230k regardless of how much contribution you actually did, as long as you made it to this destination. So if you have a buddy killing everything, worst case scenario, you'll still get 230k.
Foxtrot is ours.
Leaving pressurized environment.
Charlie has come online.
So laser weapons are really good against shields, but they're not really that good once the shield drops, so you actually do much better swapping over to like a pistol or another weapon. Obviously you gotta watch out for rocket launchers though, regardless. Just to show you guys the different suits here, so we have our Maverick suit. Let's see what a little bit different weapons on here. It's not going to be the complete setup that we were using beforehand. Also, if you're dying immediately and you're just not having fun, you can always click the retreat from conflict zone and it'll take you back to the main station. Or if your game bugs out and you're stuck like in an infinite loading screen down to the planet, you can click that and it'll free yourself. That doesn't usually happen, but just so you guys know, that is one of the fixes. Mainly whenever you're playing with people though, it does sometimes cause a little bit of desync, so if you're solo, you shouldn't have any issues at all. If you're with people, you rarely have issues. I've done this several times on live streams, and honestly, it's broken a handful of times. This is going to be a sniper though. It's going to be a little bit different than what we were doing, and this is a very strong plasma pistol.
Reinforcements inbound.
So you're dead. Took a little bit of unnecessary damage there, but we got it done.
Reinforcements are touching down. The enemy took Echo.
This is going to have minimal editing, that way you guys can actually see like how long an actual conflict zone lasts. Obviously we lost a little bit of time whenever we were up in the station. The less you actually are killing, the less money you're going to end up in the end.
Shelter has been captured. Only a few more enemies left. Wipe them out.
As you guys see at the top, this is kind of a cool strategy. So we have 604 tokens technically, but you're going to notice our team also has green people around it. Basically, if you lose everyone on the map, you're going to lose regardless if you're actually on the winning side or not.
Nice job, Skipper.
If you're having a hard time finding where to go, usually the AI is going to be pointing in the direction where you should be finding the last person. Because occasionally it is kind of hard to figure out where you're supposed to be going. As you guys can see, it looks like it's going to be heading somewhere around the 130 to 140 mark. So we'll head out this direction and see if we can find the red dot. Looks like he's all the way down there. Move up, men. So we just got one guy. Obviously, the higher conflict zone you are, the more you're going to struggle. But that's going to be complete. Now, depending on if you're on keyboard or if you're on console, you're going to click whatever button says to view the aftermath. Click close. You click the same button to call your archer ship, and it'll tell you a time of the conflict zone leaving.
Extraction request sent.
Alright, so now that you're inside the ship, you click 1. Wait for it to actually start your jump. Alright, now you click 1. You head over to the Transactions tab here. You head over to where it says your bounties are at. So the specific settlement was too close to actually show you guys where to look, so we click 1. We want to head over to the Transactions tab, and this is where you're going to find your on-the-ground bounties. We have quite a bit here to turn in, so I believe it should be this Confederacy of Caria. We have quite a bit of bounties to turn in, but it should be this CR Bond by Social Lydia Free. So we got 1.2 million from that. It's just a medium, so that's not really going to be too much of a payout. However, the hard can pay up to 10 million, and it's going to determine more if you get more kills. Obviously, in the beginning, we were sort of playing around with a flight suit compared to our Dominator suit, so you can get about 6 million with a medium. You can get about, say, 1 to 3 million on a low, and about 8 to 10 million on a high conflict zone. Obviously, the more you scale upwards, the harder it's going to actually get.
Don't forget to buy some limpets while we are...
Once you get back to the station, all you have to do is click disembark. Alright, so once you get all the way back up top, it'll put you closest to the Frontier Solutions guy. Click E on him and I have combat bonds to redeem.
No problem.
So this is going to be plus our 230k we had for the mission, so we got 1.5 million roughly for that one small session. This guide helps you guys out with conflict zones. I'm down in the description down below. If you guys enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.